Peoria, Illinois, I think, sometimes has an inferiority complex.
How's that?
Well, there are just some people who kind of get down on Peoria even though they live here.
Cannot find the positive of Peoria.
And,
sure.
But lately, there's a lot of people that are spinning that
Yes.
angle completely differently. We're going to hear from one of them because John and Nancy are still talking. We are joined this morning by Mark Mungy, who, Mark, are you a lifetime Peorian?
I am, yeah, born and raised.
Yeah, born and raised in Peoria. Longtime realtor, and our kids went to school, and they were little, actually. Mark and my kids went to school, and they were tiny little. But recently has been joining this rather growing effort to promote the greater Peoria area and all of the things that are good about it, as opposed to people who always go, I don't like it here, or I'm not moving there. And Mark's got a really cool thing going on with a website, which is all about the outdoor stuff of Central Illinois.
Yeah, so Mark, a friend of mine, I was like in Aldi one day, and a friend of mine named Amy, she knows I love the outdoors, and I'm always outside, and she says, you have to check out this website called Peoria Outdoor Adventure. And I did, and I absolutely love it. Tell us kind of a little bit more about it.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. No, it all just kind of started, anytime you look at any visitor's guide for any city, anywhere, it usually starts with something outdoors, usually green space or kayaking or trails or live concerts or microbrews or things like that. And we have all of that. And it's just a matter of getting the word out there. I'm always working with people that are coming in from out of town, coming in with hospitals, coming in with Caterpillar, and they're always asking what there is to do. And sometimes if you Google Peoria, Google isn't the best friend of Peoria as far as things that come up and things to do. And there is so much more here if you just dig in a little bit more. So that was the impetus behind just creating that site and trying to get together all the best of the local outdoor scenes, outdoor clubs, the biking, the hiking, the paddling, the microbrews, the restaurants, the places to eat and drink and see live music all along the Rock Island Trail. And it's just kind of grown from there. The community and the people I've met have been just, they're all people that really love the area. But sometimes when you see, and what's kind of just grown more recently is, you go online, you see all some of these positive posts about something that's happening in the area.
Yeah.
And then it's just 100 negative comments. It doesn't matter how positive it is.
So
there are just some people just love to just sit there and just hate on Peoria.
Why is that, do you see? In your experience, why is that? Because I was just telling Nancy, Peoria's got kind of a plus-minus thing going on. First of all, it's literally one of the most famous cities in America. Everybody knows the name Peoria.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Sure. It plays in Peoria,
Plays
right?
in Peoria. It's been around for almost 200 years. I mean, Peoria is right in the middle of the country. Everybody knows the name. But people have drastic different opinions about the city. A lot of people don't even know what it is. A lot of people have never even been here, and yet they still want to.
And that's it. A lot of people think, oh, it's okay. It's a rust belt in the middle of soybeans and cornfields. But it's also a city where no matter where you are, anywhere in the city, in 15 minutes, you could be downtown. You could be at a museum. You could be in the country. You could be on a trail. You could be on a river. You could be any number of different places. And it does seem like there are two segments of Peoria. There are those that do live here and for some reason continue to live here and just really don't like it here.
Bash it, right.
But they also don't offer up, they just like to complain, but they don't offer up any solutions or willingness to jump in and maybe do something. And maybe everyone's got their own narrative and story. But then, like the post that you're probably referring to that I just put out just 2 days ago,
yeah,
there's a positive post about Peoria, and every single comment, there have been over 100 comments, every single comment has been backing it up. Everyone's like, this is great. And I think it almost needs to be a safe place for people to say something nice about Peoria without the feel of posting something nice and then, you say something nice about Peoria and then you have 20 other people that's like, oh, well, you can't like Peoria because this or this or potholes or it's like every city has its issues. Peoria's no different than any other.
One of the things that I learned, so when I was growing up, my father was a naval aviator, so we basically followed the aircraft carrier around and lived in tons of different places. We moved every year, right? I've been here in Peoria now 26 years. It's the longest I've lived anywhere, right? But I've lived in a lot of different places. One of the things that I liked about Peoria when we first came here in the late 90s was, wow, people live here for a long time. There are generations of families that are in this town. You know what I mean? You know, people go, we're having a picnic at my grandmother's this weekend, and 40 cousins show up, and you know what I mean? So people like it. They like it here. They stay here. They raise their families here. But for some reason, they have a really hard time of promoting all the goodness that comes from within it sometimes.
And sometimes, I mean, you meet some of the people that have moved here, especially just more recently, as Peoria's been popping up as one of the most affordable places in the country to live. My son, who was just visiting, he's kind of outdoorsy also, and he's been out in Utah this past winter, worked at a ski resort, and he came in town this week, and we went on this big, long hike yesterday, this 26-mile hike along the River Bluff from Singing Woods Nature Preserve all the way to downtown.
Wow.
And he loved it. It was just gorgeous and beautiful, and he loved every bit of it. He went into Bushwhacker the other day just to look at some shoes and ran into somebody that works there that moved here from Seattle for no other reason than they saw it online. They saw it was a cheap place to live. Seattle was outrageously expensive, and it looked like there were a lot of outdoor opportunities here.
We're talking with Mark Manji, who's working to promote Peoria kind of from within. I mean, there's no you're not part of an organization or anything like that, Mark. You're just doing it because you like it here and you like everybody to get the word out, right?
Oh, exactly. It's just a passion project, really. And so it's a lot of fun because what I do on that side of it benefits, I would love to see a lot of people move here. And there's a lot of great reasons to move here. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to find those things, but if we can make that more accessible and get the word out to everybody, and then, I think it can really change the narrative of what this area has to offer.
So I've read some of the comments from your most recent Facebook page, and I've seen a couple from people who've been like out of town. I think one woman was from California, and she just raved about it. So how do those people all of a sudden find Peoria? It's because as John mentioned, people do know the name Peoria, but then how do all of a sudden say, you know what, I'm going to move to Peoria?
Yeah, I mean, wasn't that a great post about, she moved right into the middle of town, and instantly she just met, by people, oh, why would you move there? It's like, everything's right outside of her door. She can walk pretty much any place she wants to be. She moved, from California, and she said, it's just so much easier here. Everything she wants to do is here, but it's cheaper, it's easier here, and...
As a real estate agent, though, and I'm sure you've run into a lot of people, that how do they find Peoria? Just people that automatically move here. Are there families here? Are they attracted?
No, really. I mean, mostly if it's coming in with on the corporate side with Caterpillar, it's work.
Okay, a lot of work related.
If it's hospitals, it's a lot of times it's new doctors that are right out of residency and they're being recruited here. And what I've seen, I've been doing this for almost 30 years, and what I've seen more in the last maybe 5 years, and it's on a tenfold basis, is when they come here, I ask, what are your interests? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? And so much more often now, almost to a T, everybody's, we want green space. We want a live music scene. We want to be able to walk with our dog. We want to go for hikes. We like biking. We like paddling. We like doing. It's like, well, this is great. You just hit the mother load. Yeah, and it's going to cost 1/10 of whatever. Maybe our taxes are going to be more than any place else, but cost of living here and housing and commute and everything else is going to beat any place else you're looking.
Yeah. So it seems like a lot of the people that kind of are down on Peoria haven't lived anywhere else. Sometimes they haven't.
I think you're right. Yeah, the grass is always. And that's one thing I had in that post. The grass is always greener. If you think the grass is always greener elsewhere, you might just need to water your own lawn a little more.
That's right. Because you're right. That people that do come here go, wow, food costs this and housing costs this. Mm-hmm. Really? Are you kidding me? And we got clean air and clean water. And when the rest of the country is struggling for supply chains and food, sometimes we're in the middle of where you make food.
Yeah, I met somebody. There was a big group ride that one of the bike rides groups was putting on over the weekend. I met somebody on that group, and he just moved here from I think it's Springfield, and he said he looked all over the place just for a good place to live. Wanted to be in Illinois, and checked all these different areas, and it's like nothing came close to offering all the outdoor opportunities
Right.
and potential and the cost of living and things to do that Peoria did.
Yeah, and
Well,
the
I
nice
love-
thing is if you want big cities, they're right
Very
here too.
close,
I mean, you
yeah,
can go to
3
St. Louis,
hours.
Oh, they're
Chicago,
close, yeah. I mean,
Indianapolis.
if you can't drive there in 2 or 3 hours, you can drive 15 minutes to the airport,
Well,
and park for free and go on a weekend pass to Vegas if you want, then it's just a short jump to Zion and Bryce Canyon and Grand Canyon. You could literally stretch that into a long weekend with a quick flight out of Peoria.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
I just absolutely love this resource, PeoriaOutdoorAdventure.com. I mean, people can get ideas on trails and biking and canoe, kayak, restaurants. You've even got restaurants and pubs and everything. I mean, I love it, and I think that anybody listening to us right now should go visit the website for sure.
What could the greater Peoria area do, Mark, in your opinion, to make this initiative work even better? Are there some things that we lack that maybe we should have?
I think just collectively, I think a lot of things that the city is kind of working on right now with their 2030 initiative and some of the things they announced just a week ago, and Peoria Magazine, fabulous, amazing magazine.
I agree.
Their issue coming out this month in May is, I believe, going to be focused all on the outdoors side of Peoria.
Good deal.
2 other sites, localopal.org is by far the best resource for a bazillion things to do in the area that are outdoor related. And collectively, with a couple other people, we formed another site called Illinois River Valley Outdoors.org, which we're putting on challenges every month for. There's like a hiking challenge going on. There's a challenge that involves coochies on the water and the Fort Creek Court trails that are being developed. We've got like a medallion hunt out in Forest Park Nature Center.
Awesome.
I'm just trying to come up with a challenge or 2 every month throughout the whole year to get people outside.
It feels good to be
it's really grown.
positive.
I've seen a big change just in the last 2 or 3 years. Maybe
Yeah.
some of that's COVID related that got a lot of people outside, but no, it's exciting. I mean, my circle of influence is very, very, very pro Peoria and very
Yeah, for
pro
sure.
everything it has to offer. So,
Well, thanks for being such a good ambassador, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate it on behalf of the region. That's cool. And
It feels good to see
thanks,
stuff like
thanks
this.
so much for reaching out. I really appreciate it.
yeah, we're just we always like to bring the positive side, bloom where you're planted and all that. So it's all good. Thanks for spending a couple of minutes with us. And once again, Nance, the website is
It is PeoriaOutdoorAdventure.com.
check it out today. Thanks, Mark Monjay. You rock.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
All right, have a great day,
Bye-bye.
guys.
All right, so good positive spin on the region. I like that.
It does. It feels good to
Yeah.
be positive and find the good
More
within our
positive
community.
people, the better. That's kind of how we feel about our podcast too. Because if you keep listening,
We'll keep talking.
see you next time.
Bye.